Hi guys, I'm so sorry. I know it's been a week. I haven't put out any videos for you, but I promise you I'm working on something extremely important and I'll be sharing more videos on TEF related exam preparation with you very soon. So today I wanted to talk about something very special. Basically, I wanted to share my overall journey of how this Canada story started and then how I started learning French. So I thought that because it is going to be more like a talk video, so I thought probably I'll shoot it outside because weather is really amazing. It's also drizzling at the moment, so I thought probably I'll share my story with you outside here. And the whole objective of this video is to basically talk about the whole journey, how it has been, and also to motivate you to some extent if you are also going through the same time in your life when you are thinking about Canada or probably you are learning French. So we first thought about Canada 5 years ago, and at that point in time we didn't know many people who had already moved to Canada, so we were a little confused, and then we decided that probably let's drop this plan for now because we were doing pretty well professionally here. We had good jobs, we were earning well, so we didn't know whether Canada is going out to be the right decision for us, so we dropped that plan. But about 3 years ago we started to think about it again, and then we had a discussion with some friends, very close friends, who were also planning to do the same, and we decided then let's start and then we'll see how it goes. So we created our profile and everything, and then we realized that our score was coming out to be around 450, I think 455 or 458, and we knew that with age we are going to lose more points, so it would be difficult to pursue that particular project at that point in time with just 450 points, right? So we decided that we'll talk with some consultant based out of Canada. So we spoke to one consultant who was in Canada, and she said that if you really want to move to Canada and you want to increase your points, then you have two options. One is maybe you go for some higher studies, or two, probably you think about French. And she told me that it is possible to do it in 6 or 7 months because there are people who have done it. So at that point in time only I knew that this is something which I'm going to do for sure. Doesn't matter how difficult it is going to be, but I'm going to give it my 100%. And then COVID happened. It was actually COVID time only, and we were in lockdown, and I also had a daughter at that point in time. So finally I started learning French when my daughter was 4 months old. And when I started learning it, I realized that it is not as easy, and I'm sure that I won't be able to do it in 6 months, considering that I had to spend some time with my family. I was also working, so I knew that it was going to be tough, but I was 100% sure. I never ever had this thought in my mind that I won't be able to do it, and from that point in time only I started actually believing in myself, that I actually had this idea pretty clear in my head that we are going to Canada in 2 or 3 years. So that's how it started. Sorry for some background noise, guys, since I'm creating this video outside. There is some construction going on, so please ignore. Alright, so let's get back to the topic. So when I started learning French last year in June 2021, my daughter was only 4 months old, and it was very difficult for me to study because those who have kids, they know like how much time you have to spend with a baby, and at the same time you have to study really hard because you have taken up a very big challenge, but nothing big comes easy in life, right? So I remember that the only few things that I used to do at that point in time was spend time with my daughter, eat, study. No TV time, no family time, no going out with friends. But during COVID, other people were also not interested to socialize, so that helped. But overall it wasn't easy, it was difficult. I had put on a lot of weight also, but I didn't really care about anything else. I was on maternity leave, so that was the golden time. I had found some teachers on italki. I know I was spending a lot of money, which probably most people won't, but for me time was money, and I knew that this is the golden period. I know I have to spend more time with my daughter, but I still had some time on my plate because when I start working, it would be very difficult for me to find out time to study on a daily basis, and consistency is the key when you are learning a language, right? So during night I used to sleep for like 4 hours. I'm somebody who likes to get at least 8 hours of sleep to be able to operate properly the next day. But since I had a daughter who would sleep not really well and she would get up like 4 or 5 times at night, I used to sleep for say 4 hours max, and that to interrupted sleep. But during the day also, I would intentionally keep my classes in the afternoon so that I don't sleep. I would be under pressure to complete my homework. But now that I think about it, you might be thinking that I was torturing myself. But no, I wasn't, because I was so committed to this challenge that I had taken up, and I knew how much work I will have to put in to clear this exam. So I was actually enjoying that process a lot. I was taking grammar classes, but at the same time I was also doing some bit of writing and speaking, although it was not at all in a good shape. I used to make a lot of mistakes, but when you are learning a language, it is important that you make mistakes, and that is how you learn. So all that keeping aside, I had worked really hard, and I was consistent. I had skipped many things like family functions and all those things, but now I feel it's all worth it, because after 1 year I was able to clear the exam. I got C1 in each section, and my family finally celebrated. They got a cake for me, and they were more happy because finally they knew that I would be able to spend some time with them, and I'll be out of that room, because I was mostly stuck in that room only during that 1 year period. And after that, I think that was I think first big achievement, but overall objective was Canada. But you know, honestly, when I was learning French, I had forgotten about Canada for some time, and for me the primary objective was to clear this exam, was to speak French, because I wanted to prove it to myself that I can do it, because I had never thought that I would learn a foreign language and I would work so hard. Because when you work, I had been working in a corporate job for about 10 years, and I always used to think that I don't know how people, you know, opt for further studies. I am someone who can never do that. But French has changed my perspective a lot, and now that I've cleared the exam, I have a lot of confidence in me. It's not just about clearing an exam and, you know, to be able to move to Canada, but this entire process, this entire experience of 1 year has changed my perspective completely. Now, I used to say that I'm not very social, I am not going to go for further studies, but now I would not say no to anything. I know if I can clear this exam, I can do anything in life. And that is why I'm actually creating this video, to motivate you guys, because just remember, nothing big comes easy in life. So if you're really serious about your Canada plan, and that is why you have opted for this option, learning French, just remember that this is not just going to help you to move to Canada, but this is going to help you in your professional life. Probably in future you would be able to talk to more people based out of Canada or France or other countries where people speak French. You would be able to express yourself in a better way. So your life is going to change completely after you would be able to speak any language. I'm not just talking about French, but this whole experience of working really hard on something and then to be able to speak is extremely important. Alright, so that being said, so that was my first I would say milestone when I got my result. But then last month I've also finally got the ITA from Canada, and that was the best moment ever. I was happy, my family was happy, but most importantly I was so relieved that now I don't have to, you know, go through that process of working really hard on a everyday basis. So maximum points that I could get from French was I think 72. I ended up getting 68 because I got C1 plus in 2 sections and C1 in other 2. So since our score from French was 68, our overall CRS score was above 500. So that is how we got an ITA recently, and this is something which is keeping us very busy for the past 1 week, because we are working on the documentation part. And but I was working in background on this YouTube channel, on the video that I have to put up on the YouTube channel. So I would share those videos with you very soon. And I just want to tell you guys, whatever you are working on, if it is French, if any other project for moving to Canada, just keep working on it. Believe in yourself, and just trust that you would be able to achieve whatever you want in life if you are committed to the process. Just enjoy the process, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions on Instagram. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. I'll see you very soon. All the best. Bye.